Good afternoon everyone, it's Charlie here from the Layout Lab, starting our series off today of our first 2D floor plan redesign. So what we've got here in front of us is a layout that's been submitted to us. Somebody's drawn out their house and they want it turning into a 2D floor plan digitally. So pretty straightforward, everything's designed in millimeters, super easy, all the measurements are already done. Room names are given to us. It's a 4-bedroom bungalow. It's quite a large floor plan. It's even got a huge double garage here. Nice big veranda entryway into the property. Big L-shaped open plan family area, kitchen area. Meals, I'm guessing, is an area where they're going to have like the dining room and a bit of an overhang bar, as you can see with this dotted line here, and a games room for the kids mainly. Rooms, laundries, toilets, ensuite in the master bedroom, so plenty of room here. So we're going to jump straight in. The property has been scaled up based on this line here, so I've scaled everything up to 6 meters across, give or take, because the walls are not perfectly square. So what we're going to do is I'm going to scoot the floor plan over to this side, and I'm just going to jump straight in and start designing. So as we go through, I'll talk to you a little bit more about how everything works. The software that we're using here, this is my very first floor plan. So I'll talk you through it, show you my steps, my working out, how it all goes, and let's see what we can do. So we're going to start up in the top left here with bedroom 3. So we're going to scoot across. Everything is super clear, so we should be pretty fine. We've got 2740 down, and as easy as that, bedroom 3 is drawn. Get rid of these bits because they're slightly annoying. That can sit in the middle. Done. Bed 3 is done. Completed it. Floor plan finished. No. So what we're going to do here is, it gets a little bit tricky because the way that they've got these built-in wardrobes here. So I've done a bit of Googling and I've worked out that actually built-in wardrobes are roughly 400 deep. So taking that into consideration, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to jump in and zoom in onto this. I'm going to zoom out one stage, and then we're going to start drawing some walls. So because the bedroom 3 is an external wall, we're going to draw some external walls here. I've already got these set up, so quite easy. But what we need to do is the way that the line sits bang in the middle of the room. So we need to select the walls again, push them to the outside. Whoops, wrong side. So this room stays perfectly to the measurements as per the drawing. Now, if you remember, if we look up here, so that's perfect. These are outside walls. Going to be a big window across this wall, which we'll put in later on. So I've drawn it to the beginning of this wardrobe. So what we then need to do is we need to draw internal walls from here. Now the easiest way is if we snap these up here, change it to internal walls, again drop them to the outside. Oop, this one this time. So that perfectly square in the middle. And that basically gives us this. So if you ignore this built-in wardrobe, so the best way to do is that I've worked out that if we from this side pull out another 400, because that's the width of the wardrobe. So if we go here, that should measure out to 400 soon. 401. If we change this length in here to make it exactly right, perfect, done. So that's 400. So that's that. If we shift F again, so we can zoom out, and you can see. So we're just drawing that bit in here. So this is going to be where the built-in wardrobe is here. So what we then need to do is find the center part of this room, and we draw a wall in. So we've got to find the center part, so it snaps there. So if we draw straight out 400 again, now it adds that extra 1 for some reason. I think it's more so because it's based on inches, so we can do that there. Now that is perfectly in the center here. So the distance between here and here, and then here, and what's going to be the outside wall up there. So I now show you and bring this wall across a bit further. This distance here and here should pretty much be the same, 1320 and 1320, so it's exactly the same. Now what the thing is we've got to drop this wall down to here, and I think give or take, if we push that up and give or take that there, snap that up to the middle like that. This should now snap to there. Perfect. So that is this in here. So what we can do is we can draw a little zone divider here. So with this section here, ignoring that section that I've just drawn accidentally. Do that again to there. Perfect. So that's the first built-in wardrobe. What we now need to do is we need to make sure that we then put a divide in here from there to there. And then we need to make sure that the distance between here and here is 400 mil. Cool, we've got that. So then when we drop the wall in here, snap that up to there, we can bump this across this way, and that should sit perfectly against there, as you see. Lovely. So that's the second built-in wardrobe done, and we can drop a little zone in there. We can delete this text, and we're just going to replicate exactly what it's written on the previous floor plan. So rotate that around, shift F back out, and you can see they've put it there. So we should be able to do the same for here. Let's go back in again. Put a zone divide in. Why is that not snapping to there? There it is this time. Oh, done it slightly differently. Zone divide. You should snap. Why are you not snapping? Ah, it's because it wants to snap to the top part of the way that we've drawn it. That's fine, we can do that. Zone that into there, so that becomes BR as well. Oh, capitals. Built in. Shift F. Great, so that's where we've got there. Now, next stage is bedroom 4. So what we can do here is we can go into the zone mode again. Join along here. 3340. Oh, apologies. 3, 4. Ooh. That's it, get it right, third time lucky. I'm going to draw down 3540. This room's slightly larger. We're going to snap that up to here. Now, one thing that's slightly different about this room is this bit of wall here actually needs to go over to here. So what we are going to do with this is we're going to drop this wall down, and we will fix it into here. So this is this bit here, so we've just drawn this crossing. So the way the door's going to sit in, it's going to sit against this room to enter into the room. So what we can now do is we're just going to quickly zoom around the edges here, bring those walls to the outside, F into there to zoom in again, and it's slightly off. So if we bring that down to there, so what we can do, which is not quite flat there. That to me looks like that wall's not quite flat. So if we drop that back up, because we know that that room's right, because we've measured that room perfectly. So if we go across here, let's try again. Does that look more central? Yeah, that looks far better. So if we scoot that to there, lines up perfectly, and we can now bring this wall over to there. So that becomes bedroom 3, is it? 4. What we are going to do at this stage though is we're going to delete that, and we're going to drop the zone tool back in here, so it then adds this little section in down here. So bed 4. Lovely. So we're getting somewhere now. So we've got 2 major bedrooms in, we've got the 2 built-in wardrobes in, and now over to the games room. So this is where it gets a little bit different because it's an open plan floor. So the easiest way we do this, and I'm going to suggest, is if we just drag this out here. So this is at 1200 exactly. We've got this measurement here already. We can then extend this wall. And in fact, the easiest way to do this is to draw the zone in. So 3850, perfect. And then we're going to drop this down by the same distance. So you can actually just slide along here so it sits perfectly. So the outside wall is now going to go to the end. Yeah, that's correct. We're not going to add another bit here because that's just the way it is. So we can now set the floor plan zone in here. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. What I wanted to do is draw a floor plan zone, and now that sits a divider. So basically that's the dotted line to say, I think that's worked. What that does is, if I draw this wall down here now, and go a bit further down, let's say, pop it to the outside, make it an external wall because it is, and that's snapped there. So if we shift F, so we get in, we're drawing this wall down here. It's got an extremely large window in here. Before it's got a bit more wall, standard door width, and we're heading into the kitchen. So when we come to drawing floor plans, the next bit we've got to do here is this substantially large section here. Now it gets a little bit tricky when we start working out some of these measurements here, but I'll show you how we're going to do that. So to start with, we're going to start with the family room. This wall here needs to be extended down even further because we're coming down this wall now. And the overall distance from the top of this door down there is 4.5. So what we can do here is we can draw from this point, we can draw 4500, click that in, perfect. And then what we can do is we can now get this and snap that to there. So we know that that distance from there to there is 4,500, exactly as that is. Now, the thing is, if we can see here, this says 930. So actually, this wall needs to be slightly less. So we zoom in again, probably one more just to be sure, pan across, it was 930. So if we now go from here up by 930, snap, pull out, we can actually shrink this wall back in line with that there. So that's where we're going. So if we shift F back out, so here we've just drawn this section of wall in here. We've got this bit already, got this length of wall. So we now know we can draw a zone that is 7,880, although it's upside down, 7,880 this way, which should be the exact distance from here to here. So let's just double check that. Let's see. Oh, slightly, it's because here. So this is going to be to there. Interestingly, it's slightly different measurement to what we've got on here. We've actually got 7,690. So let's see if we can figure out what's happened here. Now I wonder if what they've done is they've roughly measured this based on some of these numbers up here, and we've not taken into wall consideration. This is what can happen quite often. So there's definitely 7,880. That's because they've also got a door here, so maybe they've gone into the thickness of the door actually. So I suggest what we're going to do here is we're going to leave it at this width, and we're just going to make it roughly as accurate as possible. So if we go zone up here, we're going to draw down here, and we are going to go 5067 in total. So 5067, snap to there, go across to this point. Yep, and then this is now that zone. Okay, so the slight issue we have here is if we zoom in a bit, is all these different connector points here. So actually what we wanted to do is we want to connect to this line here until it snaps to there. Perfect. Okay, so we'll sort this bit out in a moment, this gap, but that's essentially because if you shift F here, there's no wall, so that's the thickness of the wall, so that's that there. So what we're going to do is we are going to rename this. We're going to call this family for now, because that's the whole area that they've measured out. That's correct. So we've got the 930 here still. We've got those bits across there. We've got the slightly shorter section there, but we know now that that's width. That's going to come down to here. So what we now need to make sure is this whole length of wall is 10,890. So what we can quickly just do is 10,890 in here, and that easily shoots that straight down to there. So we know now that's the full distance all the way down.